Hey, this is Paula from Plantland again, and we're going to talk about one of the things that you could do this week, the second week of April 13th. I'm going to talk about lawn fertilizers real quick. There's different kinds that you can use, and there's different things that you're going to look for. This is one we like a lot called Green Maker, and you'll see we've got our numbers written on it like we always do. The high nitrogen number, relatively a 0 phosphorus number, and then a 6 for potassium. So nitrogen is what is going to give us good greening up. The phosphorus isn't as important because we're assuming this is an established lawn, and the potassium is for overall lawn health. So this is a good one because it also contains a little bit of iron and sulfur, so it's really good for our alkaline soils here in the Flathead Valley. One of the other ones that we sell, and this is the one I use on our lawn down on Flathead Lake, is Milorganite. Milorganite has an interesting backstory. It's actually made from the municipal waste of the city of Milwaukee, which at one time was largely breweries, and so it was made from brewery type waste. Milorganite won't burn your lawn ever. There's potential for burning with the higher nitrogen and higher in iron and sulfur if you don't follow the label directions exactly. This is a little pellet kind of thing, just like the others. I thought I had some, but I didn't. 640. So Milorganite has 6 for nitrogen, 4 for phosphorus, 0 for potassium. It's also got a little bit of iron in it. So it's also good for our alkaline lawns. And it's a very good one to use because it's a slow release. So it's a good one if you live down on the lake like we do, or if you have water features on your property, or if you live near one of the many other rivers and lakes here in northwest Montana. The other thing I'm going to talk about very quickly is weed and feed, because this gets pushed a lot this time of year, but the truth is most weed and feeds are what we call temperature activated. And the problem is the weed chemical that's in most of these activates at much too high a temperature for here in northwest Montana. So what happens is your weeds are already busy growing, and you put this chemical on it, and they're not really going to absorb it because this isn't going to release because the temperature needs to be higher. It's going to feed just fine, but it's going to be more of a later kind of feeding thing. Weed and feeds are a good thing to use later in the season when the temperatures are going to be more consistently up in that 60 to 70 degree range. So that's just a quick overview, very quick overview of lawn fertilizers. It's something you can do. You just use the little lawn spreaders. Very important to follow the directions on the backs of the bags. Very important to do that little bit of math that's required to figure out square footage and application rates. But we're happy to help you with that. So we have a great selection, and that would be a good thing to do while you're home, and hopefully we get back to good weather next week. So happy gardening from Plantland.